The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. Okay, the hangover from my wedding anniversary is gone, and so we are with you for a split doubleheader today. So live, or if you're watching on YouTube, you get one game, two streams of it up for you tomorrow. But if you're live, it'll be now at 8:30 tonight after RJL Network's All-Star game. We'll be with you for the second half of our doubleheader. And I don't know what we're playing yet for the second half of our doubleheader yet, because that's the time of year it is. These are the games of September 29th, 2001, a Saturday, and a beautiful Saturday in Seattle, where we'll be with you for this. The Mariners are trying to win the division, and they can do that if they beat the Oakland A's today. It'll be Eric Hilgers for the A's and Jamie Moyer pitching for Seattle. In fact, 14 teams can clinch playoff spots today. The Mariners win, locks Seattle into home field all the way through the American League. The Athletics are going to be the wild card. We know that they will finish 1 and 2. It's just a question of when they actually can do it. When we finish this game, we will quick sub the other games, and the White Sox can wrap up the Central if they win today and Cleveland loses. And with Houston, with that weekend series out at Wrigley, which we've had a couple of on the channel, a Houston win gives them the National League Central. So we could have 3 of the 6 divisions clinched during this stream. And then tomorrow, or tonight, we'll be playing the games of Sunday, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do after that. So a consequential day. Could be decision day in 3 divisions. It's a beautiful day in Seattle. Jamie Moyer looking for his 18th win and a division title. Next! As Retro Sports Network presents, I did it right. How about that? 2001 in action PC Season Odyssey. Today, from Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington, it'll be the Seattle Mariners and the Oakland A's. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. I believe David and I are having a guest, by the way, on Saturday evening. Thank you, Bernie. Do appreciate that. Jamie Moyer gets the call. Jamie's got one more start after this. He's won his last 4 decisions. He's 17-7, an earned run average of 427. Jamie's pretty ageless in this one. He's 38 years old. Changeup, fastball at 81, and is a standard pitcher. Against Oakland, this will be his 3rd start. 12 in the 3rd inning, 16 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He's walked 2, striking out 6. 1-0 with a 4.38 ERA. His last start was against the Rangers on the 24th, a 9-6 win for the Mariners, who are looking for win number 106 today. 6 innings, 96 pitches for Jamie. Did not pitch well. 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned. That's Christmas treed. 3 homers, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So for Moyer overall, 191 2/3, 177 hits, 99 runs, 91 earned. He's given up 27 homers, 36 walks, and 120 strikeouts. This will be the lineup he'll face. Johnny Damon leads off in center for Oakland. Miguel Tejada at short will bat second. Jason Giambi is, I believe, at first, batting third. Jermaine Dye cleans up in right. Eric Chavez at third will bat fifth. Ron Gant, the DH, he'll go sixth. Terrence Long in left batting seventh. Hernandez behind the plate eighth. And Minichino, not a cherry, will play second and bat ninth. He'll just should go about 95 pitches. This lineup looks like we've clinched the division lineup already. How you doing, Mike from the truck? King Sale is a 5 and a 2 and left. Cameron a 10 and a 5 in center. Ichiro a 10 and an 8 in right. Ed Sprague a 2 at third. Vasquez a 2 at short. Not even, these aren't strat ratings. Brett Boone a 6 at second. John Olerud a 6 at first. Tom Lampkin a 5 and a 3 behind the plate. Moyer trying to wrap up the division as an 8 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Johnny Damon at 270, 11 homers, and 50 RBI. Moyer starts the potential clincher, ground ball to Olerud, and that play to him, Damon's going to reach. So John found the champagne already. Not supposed to do that till after the game. Here's Tejada at 280, 30 homers, and 124 RBI. If the Mariners win 2 games, or Oakland loses 2 games between now and the next 8 days, they will face the American League East winner in the ALDS. Oakland, presumably with the wild card, will play the Central Division winner. Tejada laces this one in the left center field. Cameron will pick it up. And so first and third for Oakland with nobody out. It's Jason Giambi, who at one point was playing for a Triple Crown. He's not going to win it, hitting .335, 42 homers, and 136 RBI. But he probably will be the MVP. Pitch to Jason. Fly ball, right center. Back goes Ichiro, way back there, and it's 3-0 Oakland. They are giving it their best effort. How about that? And before the congregation can settle in their pews, it's his 43rd of the year for Giambi, and it's 3-0 Oakland. An absolute no-doubter to the back of the bleachers in right center. So that's how you do it. So there's still nobody out for Jermaine Dye, hitting .274, 10 homers, and 36 RBI. Moyer deals. Ground ball to third. Sprague over to first. And after Moyer gave up the hair ball, there's finally one out. Here's Eric Chavez at .295, 35 homers, and 119 RBI. You would think that all things being equal, that this is a preview of the ALCS. The White Sox are going to have their hands full with Oakland for sure. Pitch to Chavez, right back to Moyer, third base side, over to Olerud for the out. Yes, I know that Cleveland could still technically win the division, but there would have to be a collapse of epic proportions for the White Sox not to win it at this point. Ron Gann over from the Rockies at .258, a homer and 8 RBI. And that should help Oakland when it comes to the first round. The Mariners have a 7-game lead with 8 to go. Foul tipped it off of Lampkin's mask, and the count is 2-2. Struck him out, so Moyer settles in there, and that'll do it. However, Oakland trying to make Seattle work for that pennant today. 3 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. After half an inning, it's Oakland 3. Here comes Seattle. So Eric Hilges, 28 years old, fastball at 94, ground ball pitcher. He's got one more start after this, 3-2 with a save on the replay and a .388 ERA. He faced Seattle a week ago today down in Oakland, and the Mariners got to him in a 9-4 win for the Mariners. 6 innings for Eric, 87 pitches, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 homers, and 8 strikeouts. Overall, Hill just 65 innings, 64 hits. 31 runs, 28 of those earned, 9 homers. He's walked 17 while striking out 75. And the lineup, he'll face Ichiro, and a 13-game hitting streak will lead off for Seattle. Kingsale Sounds like a murder mystery character, doesn't it? Is in left. He'll bat second. Brett Boone will play second and bat third. Edgar Martinez cleans up as the DH. John Olerud at first will bat fifth. It was his error in the first that didn't help. It'll be Cameron in center going sixth. Sprague at third, bats seventh. Lampkin behind the plate eighth, and Vasquez is giving Omar Vizquel a day off. He'll bat ninth and play short. Moyer threw 33 pitches in his half of the first. Terrence Long a 3 and a 3 in left, as we said, Oakland's defense. Johnny Damon a 5 and a 3 in center. Jermaine Dine 8 and a 9 in right. Eric Chavez a 10 at third. Tejada a 6 at short. Menachino a 7 at second. Giambi a 5 at first. Ramon Hernandez is 6 and 3 behind the plate. Hildes is a 2 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. What a rookie year for Ichiro. 357, 11 homers, and 84 RBI. Also has 70 stolen bases. Into right center, Damon should grab that. He will. 1 out. For Gene Kingsale over from Baltimore, please free Kevin Brown. Gene just played a few times the last week of the season. Overall, 5 for 15 with an RBI. Hill just winds and fires. That's into right center. Damon moving over. Second verse, same as the first. 2 out for Brett Boone. Was a 7-game hitting streak, hitting .328, 35 homers, and 135 RBI. There are some powerful bats on both teams. Fly ball to right. Dye going way back there, and that ball is gone. So Boone homers, and it's 3-1 Oakland. So that's into the seats by the pole in right field. And for Boone, that's his 36th of the year, an opposite field job to make it 3-1. Thanks, Big Dave. Good afternoon to you as well. Have recovered from the Devil's Lemonade. Here's Edgar Martinez. Edgar at 317, 31 homers, and 114 RBI. I'm assuming there are no kids watching this. Some of them have already gone back to school on this 10th day of August. But I think what I had to drink, a beautiful dinner, by the way, for my silver wedding anniversary, was, I think, the lemonade equivalent of a Long Island iced tea. I think if it tasted like lemon, they threw it in that wine glass, and woohoo! Uncle Ron felt pretty good till yesterday. Pitch to Edgar, struck him out. I don't think I gave you his numbers. It won't matter because that's the inning. However, the solo homer by Brett Boone puts Seattle on the board. After 1, Oakland 3, Seattle 1. For Moyer, in case you were wondering, 2 of the 3 runs are earned. Terrence Long at 280, 8 homers and 86 RBI. Jamie starts the second. Ground ball to Vasquez over to first. 1 out. For Ramon Hernandez, hitting .240, 15 homers, and 53 RBI. Struck him out. Moyer got him to chase in 0-2 change. So here's Frank Menachino. Frank at .226, 17 homers, and 53 RBI. There are 8 days left, including today, of the season. We will play the games from Sunday the 30th tonight around 8:30 or ish. And then tomorrow at noon, we'll play the games from that Monday, and then we will see where we are. But if you missed the Open, we think we can determine 4 of the 6 of the 8 playoff teams in this stream. There's a fly ball, right center. Cameron will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the second here in Seattle, 3-1 Oakland. So it'll be Olerud, Cameron, and Sprague. John at 321, 24 homers, and 111 RBI. He's also walked 96 times. Got him. He swung on and missed a 1-2 fastball, 1 out. For Mike Cameron, Mike at 266, 21 homers, 94 RBI, and 101 runs scored. Hill just deals, and Cameron draws the walk. So here's Ed Sprague. I don't think it's that Ed Sprague. I might be his dad, to be honest. Cameron, by the way, has 39 steals. Sprague at 277, no homers, 11 RBI. Throw to first. Cameron is back. Pitch to Sprague. Struck him out. So Hill just got him to swing and miss. He's going for the retro look, Jamie says. Yep, certainly is. Here's Lampkin at 229, 5 homers and 36 RBI. And, of course, when you're in those original Milwaukee Brewer colors, there is a connection to Seattle, being the original, the Pilots being where the Brewers came from. Pitch to Lampkin. There's a ground ball to Giambi. Jason takes to the bag at first, and Lampkin is retired, and so are the Mariners. No runs, no hits, no errors. Go to the third here in Seattle, 3-1 Oakland. So you're going to make me do some math here, huh? This is game 155 for Oakland and 154 or 155 for Seattle. So they have 7 left, including this. And the lead is 7. Seattle's magic number coming in is 2. Johnny Damon reached on an error by Olerud to start the ballgame. Moyer's opening 9, 41 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits, the home run to Giambi, no walks and 2 strikeouts. Pitch to Damon. Slow ground ball to Brett Boone. Over to Olerud. Damon is retired. Miguel Tejada singled and scored on the Giambi homer. Fly ball left field. Kingsale going way back there, and it's 4-1 Oakland. Tejada took his vitamin B12 shot before the game and just slid that one down the line and left. And so for Tejada, that's his 31st of the year. That is the 29th home run allowed by Jamie Moyer. And it's 4-1 Oakland. Kingsale thought he had room. He did not. So Oakland is trying to delay the clinch. So it'll be Giambi, who hit his 43rd his last time up. He's now driven in 139. Moyer deals. Liner in the left field. Kingsale will grab that on a hop. And Giambi, again, he's not going to win the Triple Crown, but he is making a strong case why he is the American League MVP for 2001. Here's Dye. Jermaine is 0 for 1. And that's laced into left center field. Kingsale can't make a good play on it. It dropped in front of him. He went to pick it up and realized the ball had slipped out. So second and third went out. Oakland trying to make some sort of claim that they could win the division. But really, if you're an Oakland A's fan, and I know that there's probably a couple, knowing what happened in real life, do you really want the Yankees in the first round? Here's Eric Chavez. Eric is 0 for 1. To Olerud. This time John will take it to the, or flip it to Moyer for the out. Only 29 given up by Moyer. He always gave up a ton. He gave up 24 in real life in 209 2/3. Moyer is 38. He'll pitch for another 40 years. 2 out for Gant, who struck out his first time up. 5-1 Oakland here in the third. Gant, right center. Cameron has it for the out. So 2 more. Trout fan, how are you? 2 more for Oakland. On the homer by Tejada. 3 hits and an error. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still a possible clincher for Seattle, but Oakland leads at 5-1. So Ramon Vasquez, a household name in his own house, 0 for 14. In real life, 229, 8 for 35 with 4 RBI. Tribe fan will be better at 2:30 tomorrow when you start a staycation. There you go. How long you out of work for? Cleveland will miss you. Pitch to Vasquez. There's a ground ball. Menachino has it behind the bag at second, and Vasquez is now 0 for 15. It's been 1 week, and then he'll go back to work. Okay. Here's Ichiro again, a 13-game hitting streak, 0 for 1. Hilgis opening 9, 31 pitches, 2 1/3. The home run to Boone, a walk and 3 strikeouts. Pitch to Ichiro. That's into left center. Damon going back. Johnny's there, and there's 2 out. For Gene Kingsale, that really does seem like a pen name for a mystery writer. Like if J.B. Fletcher. Let me see. How could I be more intriguing? I'll just call myself Gene Kingsale. Better yet, that sounds like a soap opera name, doesn't it? Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball right side for a base hit. With a name like Gene, anyone could play it. And if you change genders in the role, hey, you can these days. Kingsale, a good threat to steal. Here's Boone. Brett homered his last time up. It is 36 and is now driven in 106. See, we're not going to steal Kingsale right away. He'll just throws to first, and Gene is back. Now we'll steal him. There he goes. Hernandez throws down to Menachino, and Gene has his first stolen base. So runner on second, 5-1 Oakland leading. Here's Boone. Brett strikes out, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the fourth. Oakland 5, Seattle 1. So Long, Hernandez, and Menachino to face Moyer in the fourth. Terrence is 0 for 1. In the right field, Ichiro in the alley, 1 out. For Ramon Hernandez. Ramon is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Fly ball, right field, Ichiro. Again, 2 out. For Menachino, Frank is 0 for 1. Moyer deals. Right back up the box, Vasquez has it. Over to Olerud, and finally the A's go in order. After 3.5, Oakland 5, Seattle 1. So here we go. This is what can be clinched today. A Seattle win wins them the division. They're 7 up with 7 to go. Houston can win the NL Central because they play the Cubs and have a 7-game lead. The AL Central can be clinched in this stream. Chicago by 7.5 over Cleveland. Those magic numbers are 2. Oakland is already guaranteed a playoff spot. Well, not yet, because Cleveland can still win the Central. So we're projecting Oakland will be there. So with Seattle, with a win today or sometime in the next week, would play, because Oakland will be the wild card. Seattle will get the AL East winner, either the Yankees or the Red Sox, and Chicago will host the wild card in the National League. Right now, Chicago and Arizona are tied, and they have a 3-game lead over Florida, St. Louis, and Los Angeles. So It really depends on who wins the wild card. Houston would get the wild card if it's not the Cubs, and San Francisco will get the wild card if it is the Cubs. Make sense? We all got that? Quiz later. So here's Edgar Martinez. Edgar struck out his first time up, hitting .316 now, 31 homers and 114 RBI. That's in the left field, long. We'll have that one hit the wall. So Martinez is in the second with a double, his 45th, and that'll bring up John Olerud. I don't know if Bernie's still with us. Do anyone happen to know if what the injuries were to Nomar, Jason Varitek, and Pedro Martinez in 2001? The reason why I ask is if the Red Sox do win the East, is it possibly realistic that they come back? And I would think for the Red Sox, the one they would really want back would be Pedro. Pitch to Olerud. Fly ball, left field, long, doesn't even have to twitch. Makes the catch. Martinez will hold at second. So one away for Mike Cameron, who walked his first time up. It would be absolutely amazing with so many serious injuries for the Red Sox if they can make up the 2 games with 8 to go. Yeah, I can look it up. I was just wondering, there are some pretty knowledgeable Red Sox fans in this stream. Pitch to Cameron. Struck him out. That's 5 for Hilgis. A 1-2 cutter at the bell. 2 away for Ed Sprague, who struck out his first time up. Hilgis deals. Sprague strikes out. That's 6. And so after 4, no runs, a hit, and no errors. If left on 3, it's Oakland 5, Seattle 1. So 3rd time through the lineup now for Oakland. Jamie Moyer, 4 innings, 72 pitches, 5 hits, 2 homers, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Damon is 0 for 2. He has scored a run. The reason why I ask is that I just kind of wonder, because the Red Sox were not in it in September of 2001, to the point where Jimmy Williams was fired and John Kerrigan became the manager. Damon hits a ground ball to Sprague. Ed has to make a long throw to Olerud. Damon can run, and he beats it out on the bang-banger. So Damon is 32 steals. He's not going to go here. Tejada homered his last time up. He has singled as well. So 2 for 2, 31 homers, 125 RBI. Bernie says Nomar had a wrist issue, so we would consider that. Looking, it seems unlikely Nomar would have played his wrist injury into the season. All right. I got the newspapers.com. We'll see what the Boston Globe has to say. Pitch to Tejada. There's a ground ball to Boone. Vasquez for 1. Tejada will reach on the fielder's choice. There's no throw. 1 out here in the 5th. For Jason Giambi, who has homered, singled, driven in 3, and scored twice. In fact, Giambi now has 137 runs. Martinez had an inflamed rotator cuff. Yep, that sounds like a shutdown to me. Pitch to Giambi. Jason hits a ground ball to Vasquez. Boone for 1. Olerud for 2. You're going to get the break halfway home. The Mariners, if they're going to clinch, they need to come back 5-1 A's. you joined us late, here's how we got here. This is supposed to be Seattle's clinch party, but it's a Retro Sports Network broadcast, so you know that's not the case. A's 5-1 here. Jason Giambi, an absolute bomb to right center field, his 43rd of the year to make it 3-0 Oakland. Brett Boone got a solo homer in the bottom of the first to make it 3-1, but in the third, Miguel Tejada out down the left field line hit his 31st of the year to make it 4-1, and Chavez, a fielder's choice, to make it 5-1. So Eric Hill just 4 innings, 3 hits, and just that 1 run. He has struck out 6. Jamie Moyer, 6 hits through 5 and 5 runs. It'll be Lampkin, Vasquez, and Ichiro here in the 5th. And Tom is 0 for 1. Fly ball, left center field. Back goes long, and Terrence makes the catch, 1 out. Here's Vasquez. Ramon is 0 for 1. We have still a distinct possibility that both of the teams that made the real World Series could miss, although I think the Yankees are in better shape than Arizona. Veritek broke his elbow in June. Yeah, I don't think they're going to rush him back for that. It is hard to win. Bernie says doing all these replays, and Bernie does 5 or 6 at a time, has taught me how hard it is to win. I have a new respect for MLB managers. Yeah, it is not just fill out the names in the card and go from there. Vasquez is 0 for 1. That's a base hit in the right center field. So Vasquez, that might be his first ever major league hit. Don't go for 2. Gonna run on Damon's arm to throw to second, and he is out. So it's a single, and then thrown out trying to stretch that into a double. And managers don't have the hindsight that we do either, as Jamie says. Ichiro is 0 for 2. I think one of the things that trips a lot of people up as far as that do replays and projects, that they do postseason. And all these cards and virtual information that we have here are all based on the regular season. They aren't based on what you did in the postseason. It's about what you do from April to October, not October itself. Pitch to Ichiro. Slow chopper to third. Chavez gobbles it up, throws to Giambi, and Ichiro will have to wait. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and that'll do it. Through 5, it's 5-1 Oakland. Jermaine Dye, Chavez, and Gant do up to face Moyer. Jermaine 1 for 2 with a single. Is that when Veritek dove for a foul ball and landed on the fungo covering with his elbow? It might be. Ugh. Yeah, I can look it up. And again, a case of the Red Sox were just not in it in September. Don't know if they would have rushed any of those players back, even if they could. Pitch to Dye. Struck him out. So Moyer has now fanned 3. Here's Chavez. He's 0 for 2. Drove in his 120th run. 5-1 A's. Trying to delay the inevitable, a Seattle Division Championship. Popped up. Boone by the bag at second. Makes the catch. 2 out for Gant, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fly ball left field. King Sale will track it down. That had some hook. I thought that might be gone off the bat, but no Sale. After 5.5, the A's go in order. It's Oakland 5, Seattle 1. And speaking of King Sale, here's Gene. He has singled 1 for 2 and stolen the base. Not a bad debut for him with the Mariners. Fly ball right field. Back goes Dye. Jermaine can't get it. It's foul. And a rather drunk patron from Bellevue, Washington makes the catch. 1-2 the count to Kingsale. Ground ball to Jason Giambi. Takes it to the bag, and there is 2 outs. Brett Boone, 1 for 2. It is 36 of the year in the first. That's the lone run for Seattle. We will not do Oakland and Seattle tonight. These two teams have pretty much, their fates have been sealed. Line drive left field. Base hit for Boone. Long will grab it, and Brett will hold with a long single. 1 out for Martinez. Edgar has a double. He's 1 for 2. Think of the 3. Maybe Pedro might have come back. Bernie says if they are in the playoffs, Nomar could play. Martinez would have reduced velocity, and Varitek would be out. I think what I'll do is I'll look, because I have access to newspapers.com, and see what they said at the time of the injury. Again, I think if the Red Sox win the division, it's Pedro they want back. Pitch to Martinez. Struck him out. That's 7 for Hilges. Not sure the Mariners can take apart the Oakland pen. Here's Olerud, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Got to get there first. Ground ball to Tejada. Goes the long way to Giambi, and Olerud is retired. We've played 6 here at Safeco on a beautiful day, 78 degrees. Mariners get a hit, and that's it. They've left on 4. It's Oakland 5, Seattle 1. So Long, Hernandez, and Menachino. Long is 0 for 2. I would also say that unless Seattle makes the World Series, I think whoever comes out of the National League will be the favorites to win the World Series. Line drive to Sprague, 1 out. So here's Hernandez. Ramon 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So is there ever, you guys, have you ever done a replay where a team that was seemingly out of it or was out of it early in real life won the division for you? I mean, most of the time you would just go with the 25, but considering that the Red Sox have 3 notable players out and could still win that division, it's pretty crazy. Hernandez 0 for 2, high fly ball to left. Kingsale by the seats and got it. The seas parted and Kingsale got a glove in. 2 out for Menachino. Frank is 0 for 2 and gets hit by Moyer. Not what Jamie wanted, not what Menachino wanted. Got him in the ribs. 2 outs for Damon. So 27 batters deep for Moyer. 6 2/3, 107 pitches, 6 hits, 2 homers. Tejada and Giambi, and Jamie has struck out 3. Damon 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. It was honestly, Jamie, as he says, I agree, the 2001 Red Sox in this replay is a pretty good story. I have tried to pick seasons where I thought the Red Sox would do really well to give me a chance to play them. They didn't come close in 78. They didn't come close in 49. They weren't supposed to be all that good in 85. 82, they were decent. But here we are with a week to go, and the Red Sox are still in it. Pitch to Damon after Lampkin and Moyer go through some different signs. Jamie deals. There's a ground ball to third. Sprague goes to Boone for the easy out, and that will retire the side. Jeff Tam coming in to pitch for Oakland. Stretch time 5-1 A's. Tam making his 39th or 59th appearance, rather. 6-5, 3 saves, a 3.99 ERA. He's 30 years old, fastball at 90, and a ground ball pitcher. He has won his last 5 decisions. Against the Mariners, 6 appearances, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He's walked 2, struck out 3, 0-1 with a save, and if you're a Mariner fan, his earned run average is .506. So his last time out was against Seattle last night in the Mariners' 3-2 win. 1 inning, 25 pitches, a hit, and 2 walks. 65 1/3 for Jeff overall, 74 hits, 31 runs, 29 earned, 2 homers. He's walked 30 and struck out 42. Now, I'm not sure where Bernie's getting this quote, but this feels pretty much set in stone. John Kerrigan stated, Red Sox temporary manager, Nomar won't play unless we make the playoffs. Martinez would only pitch if the Red Sox were within 2 or 3 games of the playoffs. Now, since we don't mess around with the as-played lineups, Pedro will not start the rest of the way. They're going to have to make the playoffs without him. So Bernie said that on ESPN on September 8th. I'll go with that. So if the Red Sox do make the playoffs, you will see Nomar and Pedro. Jamie says when you do the 88, the AL East will be a dartboard except for the Orioles. Now, wouldn't that be something if Baltimore contended? Well, they lost, their first 23? So I'll mention that again in another broadcast. The plan is to pitch low in his place. Okay, and Derek has pitched. He's entered the rotation. He's much better as a starter than he was a closer. So if the Red Sox win the division, they will get Nomar and Pedro back. Mike Cameron is 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. Tam starts his effort, strike 3. A full count fastball swung on and missed. So Ed Sprague, who was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, Tam got him. So Tam has got a good morning and a good afternoon. A 1-2 curve swung on and missed. Here's Lampkin. Tom is 0 for 2. Into right center. Damon coming in, rides the Schwinn. It makes a diving catch. So after 7, no runs, no hits, no errors, Moyer will give him a base runner. After 7, 5-1 Oakland. So it'll be Tejada, who was 2 for 3, a single and a solo homer. Giambi and Dye. Tejada in the right. Ichiro coming in, makes the catch, 1 out. A diving catch on the grass. How about that? So here's Giambi. Giambino has singled and hit a 3-run homer. That came in the first. He's now driven in 139. There's a base hit in the left center field, and that'll do it for Moyer. So 7 1/3 for Jamie, but no champagne. All right, righty, lefty, righty. Joel Pinheiro will get the chance to close this one out. Save the pen for later. Pinheiro, 15th appearance, 6-2, a 2.22 ERA, 22 years old. Fastball at 90 and a ground ball pitcher. I bet he hasn't pitched in a while. And I'd be wrong. 2 appearances. This will be his 3rd against Oakland. 1 start, 4 innings. Overall, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He has walked 5. Struck out 1, no decision. He pitched the 4 innings on the 22nd, 85 pitches, no decision. It was a 9-4 win for Seattle. He gave up 2 runs, both earned. He walked 5 and struck out 1. So Pinheiro, 65 innings, 43 hits, 16 runs, all earned, 1 homer. He has walked 23 and struck out 44. So Giambi on first. Here's Nye. Jermaine 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. There's a line drive to Pinero, and Giambi's back 2 away. That's why you guys in the chat are the best. You have a reasonable question, and you gave me a reasonable answer. Eric Chavez is 0 for 3. Now, Bernie is now catching a flight from Vegas to come to Boston to give some quote-unquote medicine to both Nomar and Pedro. But you got to get past the Yankees first. They don't play. They're all done. Remember, in real life, tomorrow or tonight's stream would have been the end of the regular season, September 30th. Pitch to Chavez, who's 0 for 3. Slow chopper to Olerud. John to the bag and makes the catch. And Jim Machir is coming in to pitch. So Tam had a clean inning. As we start the bottom of the 8th, Jim Machir, 56th appearance. He is 4 and 3 with a save and a 3.11 ERA. Jim is 31, throws the splitter at 92. Against Seattle, 10 appearances, 9 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs all earned, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. No record, but an ERA of 7. He last faced the Angels on the 26th of September. 2 1/3 and a 7-2 loss, 38 pitches, 2 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 3. 63 2/3 for Jim. 57 hits, 25 runs, 22 earned, 3 homers. He's walked 19, struck out 64. Solid numbers. Ramon Vasquez will get pinch hit for. Carlos Guillen at 262, 7 homers, 60 RBIs, a pinch hitter. 125 with an RBI. Jamie says the real Red Sox in 01 went 22 and 34 from August to the end of the year. They've done much better than that. Remember, although I don't know what the Yankees did, what the real life record was. The Red Sox have kept within a hair's breadth. I think one of the reasons why the Yankees haven't done as well is that Roger Clemens hasn't pitched all that great. Pitched again. There's a fly ball popped up. Tejada on the grass. Miguel, 1 out. For Ichiro, one last chance to get the hitting streak above 13. He's 0 for 3. Into center. No, that's a pop-up again. Second verse, same as the first. 2 out for Kingsale. Gene's going to bat. He had a single and a stolen base. He's 1 for 3. It's interesting because if the Red Sox had come down to the last week of the season and fallen short with all those injuries, you wouldn't have blamed them for falling short. Do they fire Jimmy Williams? The Yankees went 31 and 23 down the stretch, okay? In real life. Do they fire Jimmy Williams? And John Kerrigan was only supposed to be a temporary manager. Do they hire Grady Little? Talk amongst yourselves. Pitch to Kingsale. Struck him out. So we go to the 9th. The Mariners have done nothing today. 5-1 Oakland. Charles Gibson, a 5 at short, comes in. Mark McLemore is a 5 at third. His real life fielding percentage isn't very good, so the Mariners opting for some defense. Pinero to face Gant, Long, and Hernandez. Ronzo for 3 with a strikeout. Yeah, I like not knowing how the story ends, Bernie. I would agree with that. And Mario Valdez. Ball pinch hit. Mario, remember, you don't pinch hit for the DH. 294, 2 homers, and 12 RBI. Mario, ground ball to Gibson. Over to Olerud. And, of course, there's an error. So you make the defensive switch. Gibson is a 5 with a 952 fielding percentage. That's not bad for a shortstop. What's he do on his first chance? He airmails John Olerud for a throwing error. Valdez will hold it first. It's a third Seattle error. Here's Long. Terrence is 0 for 3. Oe and Vey. Panero kicks and fires, struck him out. And 0-2 fastball got him. Here's Ramon Hernandez. He's 0 for 3 with the strikeout. So Oakland 5, Seattle 1 here in the ninth. Popped up. Gibson. 2 out. For Mendocino, Frank is 0 for 2. Panero deals. There's a fly ball right center. Ichiro moving over. Makes the catch to retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Oakland up 5-1. It'll be Boone, Martinez, and Olerud. Brett 2 for 3. He slammed his 36th of the year in the first. That's the lone Mariner run. So Seattle needs 4 to tie and 5 to win the division outright today. Pitch to Boone. Ground ball left side, base hit. So Brett Boone has his 200th hit of the year. Maybe the term for these games should be a season reboot as opposed to replay. That's an interesting thought, Jamie. Here's Edgar Martinez. Edgar 1 for 3 with a double. It's a simulation, if you really wanted to get technical. And simulations, of course, can offer plenty of different results. Pitched, Hernandez and Machir go through the signs. Edgar. Base hit right center field. And Boone's going to hold right there at second. 2 on, nobody out for John Olerud, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. The A's, they do have Isringhausen, and he can go. There's no S by those 25 pitches. They can't use Magnanti, and they can't use Harville. Everyone else is there for Oakland as they try to go one more day, still being able to win the division. Pitch to Olerud. Struck him out. So 1-2 changeup got him looking. Here's Mike Cameron, who was 0 for 2, a walk and 2 strikeouts. So first and second, Isringhausen maybe warming up. 4-run Oakland lead. Cameron slaps this one into right field. And the bases are going to be loaded. And 1 out. So the tying run is Mike, I'm assuming that's Fire. Fyhrie. Fiery comes in to pitch. Mark McLemore is now the tying run with 1 out here in the ninth. Fiery over from the Cubs. Oops. He has made 1 appearance. He pitched on the 19th against the Rangers. He's 31, fastball at 90. In an 18-3 who cares game against Texas, he went 1 and 2/3, 26 pitches, a hit, and a strikeout. He did not allow an earned run in his 5 innings in real life. 2 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. But right now, Seattle has him loaded and 1 out for Mark McLemore, who came in as a defensive replacement a moment ago. He's hitting 245, a home run, and 36 RBI. Lampkin on deck. And you can pretty much go with another pinch hitter. You got David Bell on the bench. You wouldn't necessarily need to hit Gibson. Pitch to McLemore. Base hit left field. Boone will score. Are you kidding me? Martinez is into third, and it's 5-2. Lampkin is 0 for 3, and he is the division-winning run at the plate. He has 9 game-winning RBI on the year, and a grand slam would give them the pennant. A grand slam! Give the pennant! You kidding me? It was 5-1, and the Seattle Mariners have won the American League West with a 5-run output in the bottom of the ninth. Well worth the 24-hour wait. Oakland is the wild card. Seattle has won the West. An unbelievable finish. A line drive groove shot into the bullpens. And it doesn't get any better than that. In 3 hours and 3 fake minutes. Of course, the Digital Dice MVP is Tom Lampkin. The Mariners have won the division. Oakland will have to settle with the Walker. What a finish and walk-off grand slam. Boy, for those of you who left early, whoo, baby. So Seattle, 106 wins and 49 losses to win the division. 6 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors, and they only left on 4. What a good pitching job until the ninth. Oakland, who will have to wonder why Isringhausen didn't come in, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They waste the 3-run homer from Jason Giambi. Poor Jeff Tam. What an inning. And Machir pitched well, too. So Joel Pinheiro wins the division clincher. 7-2 now. He went an inning and 2/3 with a strikeout. Jamie Moyer didn't pitch all that well. But he'll have a home. He'll be pitching in the playoffs and maybe even at home. 7 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. He gave up the homers to Giambi and Tejada, and he struck out 3. Poor Eric Hill, just 6 innings, 5 hits. The 1 run being the homer by Boone in the first. He walked 1 and 7 strikeouts. And so that'll do it. And so, boys and girls, that indeed is how the West was won. In 2001, it belongs to Seattle. And they are the first team to get an X by their name. They are the American League Western Division champions. And they will host the American League East champion in the ALDS. This game, Jamie says, reminded Moyer of a game that he and Mike Morgan hooked up in 1937. Yeah. Lefty Grove's going, don't you think you're a bit old to be pitching? All right, we're going to play the rest of the Saturday in baseball and then figure out what we're doing tonight at 8:30. We'll go through all the games, whether they mean something or not. Cincinnati beats Montreal 6-5. Elmer Dessens 10-10. Yoshi 5-3. Miller 2 for 3 with his 5th of the year. Detroit beat Boston 8-1. Sparks 12-14. Scoop will be happy with that. BK Kim 2-4, Higginson 3-4, a double and two stolen bases. Judging by the Yankees being a highlight, I don't think that's good for the Red Sox. Minnesota beats Cleveland 4-2. Chicago's magic number is 1. They strike out 15 times, but Mays goes to 16-10. Finley 9-5. LeCroy 3-5. A home run is first and 2 RBI. Toronto 12, Tampa 4. Roy Halladay 10-5. Bierbrodt 1-6. Gonzalez 3-4. It's 2. Drives in 6. Goodness gracious. Buffy St. Marie. Baltimore beats New York. So Orlando El Duque only allows 1 hit, but they lose. So the margin stays at 2. Maduro 2-7. El Duque falls to 5-6. Trombley with the save. Pittsburgh beats St. Louis. St. Louis's chances at the wild card shrink by the hour. Omar Oliveras 5-9. Matt Morris 16-7. Ramirez 35 homers, 2 for 3, and his 4 RBIs. Houston has won the National League Central. They beat the Cubs 4-2. Malecki 2-5. Kerry Wood 13-4. Sammy Sosa 3-4 is 46 of the year. Colorado 6-4 over Milwaukee. Todd Helton hits his 50th home run of the year, 2 for 3 with a double. Jimenez 4-6. Leskanic 2-8. You saw Seattle's walk-off over Oakland a moment ago. Texas 4-2 over Anaheim. David Eckstein has a 15-game hitting streak for the Angels. Helling 18-7. Russ Ortiz 10-10. Adam Kennedy 3-4 with a double. Philly over Florida. That margin is now 2, 6-3. Duckworth 2-3. Brad Penny 14-6. Anderson 4-5 is 5th. Atlanta beats the Mets 8-0. John Burkett's 8 innings, a 3-hit ball. He goes to 15-7. Al Leiter 6-12. One of the Joneses, I think it's Chipper 3-4, is 27th and drives in 4. Chicago does not clinch the American League Central. Kansas City wins 6-4. Suppan 11-10. Howery, they lose it late. He's their closer, 6-3. Mike Sweeney 4 hits his 28th homer and drives in 3. Arizona 8-5 win. They now lead the wild card by 1 game over Chicago. Moeller 2-2. Carrera 8-6. Green hits his 50th of the year. That's Sean Green. Drives in 2. San Francisco's lead is now 5 over Arizona. They beat San Diego 12-5. Gomes 3-1. Lundqvist 0-2. Ryan Klesko hits his 35th. 3-5 with 4 RBI. Let me see if I can find that. See what we have for options tomorrow. I did not pick a game. So Seattle has won. Philly, Florida looks like the best choice, or Chicago, Kansas City. We're going to go with Philly and Florida because that is the closest race that's head-to-head. So that will be the stream tonight. Let's put the other X up for Houston. So Houston has the best record in the National League, and they would play Arizona if the season ended today. Arizona about 1 over Chicago. Florida and LA, Cincinnati and St. Louis are all 4 back. In the American League, the Yankees and Red Sox, it's still 2. Chicago, a win over Kansas City, and they clinch. Seattle and Oakland have pretty much already clinched. I don't see Cleveland coming back to do that. All right. How do I do that? So the Red Sox have gone 25-13 the last 2 months. 15-13 at Fenway and 10 and 10 on the road. Now remember, the Yankees have 4 against the White Sox coming up midweek. So that's the Red Sox. They've closed down the stretch 25 and 23. Now, the Yankees have gone 23 and 24, so they're playing under 500. They are 10 and 12 at the stadium and 13 and 12 on the road. I think that answers your question. On August 1st, Philadelphia led by 2.5 over Florida. Houston led Chicago by 6.5. San Francisco led Colorado and Arizona by 4.5. The Yankees led the Red Sox by 2.5. Chicago, which does not get the X yet, led Cleveland by 7.5, and Seattle led Oakland by 4. So you know what? In all these divisions, there hasn't been a lot of movement. So on September 1st, Florida led Philly by 3. Houston led Chicago by 11. San Francisco led Arizona by 4. The Yankees led the Red Sox by 3. Chicago led Cleveland by 5.5, and Seattle led Oakland by 3. So that'll do it. Chicago now actually cannot clinch on Sunday. Cleveland has somehow got that magic number down to 3. But the Astros in Seattle, they somehow messed that up. I think it's showing me the standings from that date. Houston and Seattle have all clinched their divisions. Chicago, magic number is 2. And the wild card race, Arizona leads the Cubs by 1. I'm Ron Zucker. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you tonight, 8:30, for the Marlins and the Phillies. So long, everybody.